Everybody today to day Wawa to boom boom day Wawa. Day da da to day Wawa day ay ay day Wawa. Day Wawa day Wawa boom boom day win ding ding Wawa boom boom day Wawa papa day Wawa papa.
Bachelor Mansion Takeover. All new. Monday at 8 on HGTV.
The new Infiniti QX80 QX60 Sport, dark chrome, stealth thieves. Make the perfect getaway in the first ever Infiniti QX80 and QX60 Sport.
From Danley.
Hey,
You bring up a great point, right? Blake Hunter has walked twice. Carter's been hit by a pitch and walked. Brink, a double and two singles. Chadwick has already walked. Great at bats by receiver leadership, right? Great at bats. That's a really good pitch right there by Danley down on the zone. I'll tell you what, Danley's got a little ice water in her veins. She's not going to make it easy on Chadwick here. I thought it was a foul ball, but if it wasn't, it was probably a swing, right? Well, interesting. It remains 1-2 to Chadwick.
So they check the swing down to third base, and he says no swing, but that's a tough play all around. That puts two runners in scoring position here for Chadwick, though.
Let me correct myself. It's 2-2 to Chadwick. That's clearly not a strike if she's not going to be ruled for swinging. That'll be fouled away. 2-2.
We're back to another really challenging at bat, man. Chadwick's fouling balls off. She's going to keep seeing pitches until she gets something she can do. Now, look at this changeup.
Florida State certainly has exhibited the feel for the changeup. They'll throw it on any count, in any situation. That one's
Wawa,
a complete list of reasons why the ACC is great.
Wawa.
You forgot ACC game days.
Wawa,
LinkedIn can't stop what's growing in the office fridge.
But I saw one right
But we can help you grow in your career. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
Dreaming of the perfect family trip?
Who are you?
Priceline's AI travel assistant.
How about Eco Resort, free breakfast, zip line?
Done.
back here in Tallahassee. Issa Torres is back
Issa Torres has been hot today, 3 for 3, but Marion Heller with a big triple to right field to get the score three. Started for the Seminoles. 7 hits already for the Noles in this game, 4 of them for extra bases.
A little bit of everybody has gotten in on the act for Florida State. They've been able to have timely outs when they needed them. Credit Jacksonville for getting on the board in the 5th inning right before we went to break. J.C. Harrelson, 2 1/3, has been able to settle things down and quiet the Noles offense here of late. Break 3 for 3, frantic 3 innings in a start. No earned runs allowed. Torres 3 for 3 herself. Eller 1 for 2 with the RBI triple and a run scored. The Dolphins have left 8 on base to Florida State's 4. And that's not a small thing.
No, and really, that's what it comes down to. Florida State's so good when they get runners on base. They've been so good about moving them over and getting them in. That's where they really thrive this year. They're able to do it with the long ball. They're able to do it with the power. They've been really good about getting on, getting over, getting in. And not leaving a ton of runners on base. That's been the difference maker so far here today.
I mentioned how good Florida State is defensively. Let's not overlook Jacksonville. They're also top 3 in their conference, the ASUN, in terms of overall fielding percentage at .970, and that's right around the top 80 in the country. And so for a player like Kennedy Harp, who was red hot coming into today, has put everything in play. Jacksonville's just handled it well.
They've done a great job. I mean, that's what you want to see. I mean, that's how you got to play. You see the third column up there on the scoreboard. 0 errors for either, for both teams so far here today. And as a coach, man, pitching and defense is what wins ball games. That's what they tell you, right? Obviously, quality at bats mean the world, but without great pitching and defense, it's just not going to come together.
Her days included a line out and a ground out. So she has put plenty of pressure on the Dolphins defensively as well. TCU was just massive for Florida State. They ran away with game 1 over the Eagles. And then in game 2, they found themselves down by 3 in that game late before Kennedy Harp sparked a rally in the 5th. And then in the 6th, Anna Hine put a 2-run shot over the wall, put the Noles in front for the first time and for good. She works the lead off, or the one-out walk here, I should say, and she will be pitched right forward by Haley Griggs.
Well, that'll bring up the hot-hitting Ashton Danley, who I'm sure wants to get that run back. She was, in the circle, just gave up a run to a 2-out hit. Walked a couple. Gave up the 2-out run, and I'm sure she wants to get it back right here by herself. One thing that's been super impressive about Danley, 8 multi-hit games so far this year, looking for her 9th here in this at-bat.
Already has a double, and then went to the opposite field yet again in her second AB. Here by Carson Johnson.
Really hitting her spots right now. That's what you got to do if you want to have a chance against this Florida State lineup.
That'll stay off the plate. 1 and 2. Mentioned Haley Griggs checking into pinch run. What a job she did, especially defensively, subbing in for Issa Torres after she played a lot of the outfield earlier this season.
Yeah, she's done a great job again being very versatile. That's one of those key factors. If you want to play at Florida State, you're listening to us at home. Be versatile. Be able to play any position and play it well. Haley Griggs stepping in and playing a really good shortstop.
And that'll be served right to short. What a play by Brunette.
Vic Brunette's been amazing at shortstop so far. the hustle, the first step. It's like she might have come down on her hip a little bit right there, but I'll tell you what, man, what an effort by Brunette to make sure that that ball did not fall. There's a smile on the face. Hopefully she's good to go.
Yeah, her head coach, Erica Ayers, is going to make her way out to her 2 web gem plays.
Web gem plays. This ball well over her head, in the air, flips the glove up, and you see her right there. I think she just came down on her hip a little hard, but what an effort by the shortstop. And I'll tell you what, if you're Carson Johnson, man, what a relief that is to have that kind of effort from your defense behind you. That's the second time she's come up big in a big situation with runners on defensively for this team.
Yeah, you go back to the 4th inning. McKenna Sturgis, while we were chatting with Sturgis' head coach, Lonnie Alameda, by the way, led the inning off with a double. And then Angelique Bueno worked 9-pitch AB. And that ended up going into a line drive double play that Brunette skied for.
Yeah, she jumped up for that one as well.
Hey, baby,
right
don't
field.
That's another hit by Heller. Another opposite field hit as well. Jumping all over the first offering right there by Johnson. She does a great job of hitting the barrel, driving this ball the other way. A lot of FSU's hardest hit balls today have been opposite field.
The Bulls have accumulated 8 hits because they've walked 4 times. They've only got 28 Bs that have counted. So as a team, FSU, who came into today, by the way, batting .338, is batting .400. It's pretty good, right? That'll work. A walk and a single for Bella Ruggiero.
We talk about the Seminoles and how quality their bats have been so far. Ruggiero with a walk and a single, with an opportunity here with runners on. And that's where they've thrived. They've been able to hit really well with runners on. They've been especially good with 2 outs. And they've been especially good with 2 strikes. So the count's 2-2 to Bella. Deuce is wild, as they say. That'll stay down in the dirt. Count goes full to Ruggiero. This ball
Left center field, out to the wall, and oh my goodness, what a play that nearly was by Thomas. 2 runs will score, and what a great piece of hitting by the redshirt freshman.
And we talked about how special Seminole lineup's been, and I can't say it enough. Another big hit with 2 outs, another huge hit with 2 strikes, and with runners in scoring position. And you see her working the count deep into the count, into the full count, and then she smokes this ball to the opposite field gap. That was a phenomenal effort by center fielder Jada Thomas, just not able to come up with it. And a triple by Ruggiero scored 2 more Seminoles.
So the Noles offset the run by the Dolphins in the top of this 5th with 2 of their own here in the bottom. McKenna Sturgis already has an extra base hit today. Ahead in the count 1-0.
This ball looks
Could
like
be trouble. It is, and another run scores.
Kenna Sturgis off the end of the bat, but joining the Oppo approach club with that one. And I think the second baseman looks like she had a bead on it, but the right fielder calls her off at the last second. I'll tell you what, when things are working, they're working, and the Seminoles get another 2-out hit, another 2-out RBI. I'd love to see their numbers for the entire season. in that scenario. They have been just so good.
Wawa to bring the back to win. Walked on a full count, worked another full count before that pitch wide out to short. That really wasn't her fault. I mean, she hit that thing well and high, and you just credit Burnett for skiing for it. And then doubling off. Sturgis back at first, too, like everybody else in the stadium thought that ball was into the outfield for him.
Think about it. I mean, 9-pitch at bat, even though the result was a double play, that was quality at bat. How many quality at bats end up in double plays? Not many.
Well, McKenzie's going to look for one of her own here. He's made a number of starts for Florida State this season. Today coming in, as I mentioned, a pinch hitter. 16 starts, in fact, amongst Florida State's 21 prior games. Called strike at the bottom of the zone there. 2-1 to Shelby.
Yeah, 2-0 take right there. Good take, down the bottom of the zone. That's a pitcher's pitch, not a hitter's pitch.
Reaches for that one, fouls it back. I'm just going to throw this out there. Shelby McKenzie has had a knack for ending games early. She's done it twice.
And she's done it well. I will say that.
An opportunity to do so here. Did it against Iowa and against Dartmouth via the long ball.
Do you think that Coach Alameda has that in the back pocket for this scenario right here? Let's pitch hit our game in here. See what happens.
3-2. Right back to the circle. And Johnson will put her away at first. 3-run score for Florida State in the fifth. But boy, Jacksonville has also flashed the leather here in Tallahassee. With that quality play up the middle, we're going to lose by
6.
The three for me, only at Chili's. Still can't be beat with the big QP, fries, bottomless chips and salsa, and a bottomless drink, all for just $10.99. So if you're McDone with tiny overpriced burgers, just come to Chili's. This Chili's 3 for me is the best $10.99 you can eat. Movement that inspires. Let's talk Panera's new mix and match menu. Choose 2 or more, it's just $4.99 each. Hold on, is that superstada, focaccia, Fuji apples, and it's $4.99 each? That's a deal that's actually a meal. It's the new mix and match menu at Panera.
Password 1 2 3 4. Incorrect password. Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Third Florida State pitcher to enter the game today is McKenna Reed. Boy, the senior from Portland, Oregon. This past weekend, to say she was huge against Rutgers would be an understatement. ERA in the 3s through 13, 2 thirds innings of work, 16 strikeouts to 2 walks. One of those 16 strikeouts, when Rutgers had the bases loaded in the top of the 7th, came in with pop-up strikeout. And look, she is not one of the more expressive players that I have seen over her time here, but she was as visibly fired up as I've seen her. It's been a long time coming. There have been injuries between that freshman All-American year and here, and it felt like it was a real moment for her.
Oh, absolutely. But anytime you get to come in that scenario, and, you know, try to build back up to that McKenna Reed we knew was a freshman, and you're getting put into a bases loaded scenario with only one out. Holy smokes, did she come out of that quick? And she did it. And like you said, man, there's no way not to get fired up if you come out of that situation.
And then Florida State collectively rode that wave of momentum right into the bottom of the seventh when Jason Beecham walked it off with a 2-run home run to defeat the Scarlet Knights. Macy Burkhardt will lead things off here. It'll be the second time in 3 innings that she has done so. In fact, the third and the fifth, aside from the fact that in the fifth Jacksonville did actually score a run, carbon copies of each other in terms of Dolphins to the plate.
Right.
So we kick off the sixth exactly where we kicked off the fourth. And Macy Burkhardt is ahead in the count.
That's the scenario you like to see McKenna Reed be efficient, get some quick outs, and do some soft contact. Just like that, off the end of the bat, right? Those are good pitches. Work your way back into this count, win the battle, and then try to get to the next couple batters, man. Let's try to get back in the dugout and ride the wave of confidence that the Seminole hitters have shown so far today.
2-2 here to Burkhardt, who was fouled out and struck out. Had some big starts, or had some big appearances early, got the start against Tennessee, right? In total, 7 earned runs across her first 5 appearances on the season. The last 6, just 1.
Yep. She's been getting better. We talked about that when the game started.
And the big league pop-up to Griggs. So some moving and shuffling that Florida State has done. You saw they brought in some pinch hitters. And so with that, obviously, you can't make the adjustments in the field. Shelby McKenzie and Wright, I mentioned Hannah Griggs at first. Bella Ruggiero had gone from the backstop to right when Danley went to the circle and Maddie Fry came in to catch. So Fry is back in the dugout. Ruggiero's back at catcher. Griggs is in at first for Bueno. And Alan Wright, as I referenced, is going to be McKenzie.
Complete shuffle.
They can do it.
That's okay. That's what I said. You got a lot of girls that can play multiple positions and do it well. And that versatility that's so important is showing right here. You're not out of the woods. You're up by 6 runs right deep in the game, but you want to be able to, no matter who you put out there, play good defense. And Noel's able to do it with just about anybody in that dugout.
Well, I mean, frankly, the shifting didn't stop there. Ashton Danley, who goes 2 ways, is now in left. Sturgis is rotated to center. Harp is back in the dugout. So aside from the left side of the infield and Marin Heller, you're looking at different faces in different positions everywhere else.
Right. That's again, how cool was that? How nice is that for Coach Alameda to have that kind of depth in your dugout?
1-2 to Mansfield. Just caught a piece to stay alive.
Great pitch right there by Reed, but Mansfield able to fight it off, having a great at bat right here against McKenna Reed, who's worked ahead and been tough.
And perhaps appropriate that we're having the discussion about versatility when Emma Mansfield, who can go infield, outfield herself, is at the plate. But she goes down swinging the first K for McKenna Reed.
Yeah, real strong rise ball on the outside part of the plate. Stays away from Mansfield. Mansfield not able to lay off. I think that ball was just by her. That was a great rise ball in a great location by McKenna Reed.
Well, Vic Brunette's going to step in. Brunette, who bats ninth, but has had a couple of web gem plays up the middle for JU.
Saved a few runs, huh?
Saved a couple of runs. We could be done by now. Not for Vic Brunette.
Tell you what, that play at shortstop this last inning was
Still looking for a first hit, and she'll keep looking for it. Up the middle, Issa Torres puts her fellow short away at first. Knowles with a chance to walk it off in 6, up by 6.
In Mississippi, we look out for our neighbors. That's why local healthcare providers came together to create True Care, a Medicaid plan that puts Mississippians first. So no matter if you're from Tunica, Biloxi, or anywhere in between, now there's a Medicaid plan that knows its way around your neighborhood. True Care. We call Mississippi home.
The 3 for me, only at Chili's. Still can't be beat with the big QP, fries, bottomless chips and salsa, and a bottomless drink, all for just $10.99. So if you're McDone with tiny, overpriced burgers, just come to Chili's. This Chili's 3 for me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Movement that inspires. It's time for a new kind of value menu. Panera's new mix and match menu. Just $4.99 each. The new mix and match menu at Panera. Now that's a deal that's actually a meal.
Back here in Tallahassee where the Knowles lead by 6. And where the Knowles preseason led the entire ACC in terms of polling, picked to finish first yet again for the 12th time in the last 13 seasons. In fact, so many of those times the Knowles have cashed in all those preseason predictions. In total, they've done so 19 times, the second most in Georgia Tech with 5. Due to their credit early on in their program's history, already won the ACC a couple of times. And it looks like Torres might be retired for the first time today.
Yeah, jumps the plate over the first pitch right there. I was just going to say, what a game she is having. And even with the pop-up right there, welcome back, Issa Torres. Have yourself a day.
Congrats to Captain Margaret Jenkins, who is making just her second appearance in the circle this season. And the previous appearance lasted all of 2/3 of an inning against Charlotte back on February 21st. 4 earned runs. The 49ers put together 3 extra base knocks. Now Jenkins herself has seen a lot of her play this year. This freshman out of Winter Haven, Florida, as a pinch runner, she scored 3 runs. She's actually also, if you look through their stats, it actually says that she's been starting to click on the game, and it says she's a pinch runner in that game. So I'm not sure, how that all works, but it says she has made a start in the field somewhere. You just can't find it.
Well, I'll tell you what, anytime you're used primarily as a pinch runner, you know you're looking at an athlete coming in and getting Issa Torres in one. On ESPN, where the UAB Blazers come off their most successful weekend of the season in Columbia, South Carolina, but they return home to take on another top 20 opponent from the Southeastern Conference. From Mary Bowers Field, it's UAB and Mississippi State. As we wish you a happy game day from the Magic City of Birmingham, James Hardy with you, along with AJ Doherty and AJ. Both of these teams, UAB and Mississippi State, play some of their best softball this season.
UAB coming off a very successful weekend in South Carolina. Mississippi State coming in here with a very well-rounded team, slugging percentage over 600, and a bullpen leading the nation in strikeouts.
For Mississippi State, they're in the top 15 in much of the national polls, and also off to an 18-2 start as they had one of their two losses of the weekend at Clemson against the Tigers, 3-0, number 25 ranked team in the country. One of just a couple of times that Mississippi State has been shut out this season, but both of their losses have been via shutout. But 24 hours later, Mississippi State was able to turn around and have one of their best games of the season against the Tigers.
Yeah, both of these teams are still searching for an identity, running into road bumps, figuring out how to overcome them, and what pieces of the puzzle fit best together.
For the UAB Blazers, as we mentioned, they won 4 of 5 at the Garnet and Black Invitational, but the only loss they had against the Gamecocks, 3-2 a game. The Blazers could have easily won.
Yeah, UAB went toe-to-toe with South Carolina this weekend, looking to do the same here with Mississippi State. When UAB plays the brand of ball they like to play, and we saw a little bit about that this weekend. We saw it for several innings against Tennessee. They could go toe-to-toe with anybody in the country.
Magic Dorset, American Conference Arms mentioned this week, and another showcase opportunity coming up for UAB against an SEC opponent in Mississippi State. Next.
A rich life isn't a straight line to a destination on the horizon. Sometimes it takes an unexpected turn with detours, new possibilities, and even another passenger, or 3. And with 100 years of navigating ups and downs, you can count on us to help guide you through it all. Because life is a winding path, made rich by the people you walk it with. Edward Jones.
Hello to Sargento 100% natural American cheese. Taste the difference of 100% natural American cheese.
Sargento, a promise you can taste.
Tell me where she is, and I'll let you live.
Who is she? A mother looking for a child who was abducted.
I can help you get to him. I need your help.
Rated R.
Wawa. Boom, boom, the I Wawa, the boom, boom, the Wawa. Boom, boom, the Wawa. Boom, boom. Wow. Boom, boom.
Spring here in the Magic City. As we take a look at our game time conditions, almost late April, early May feel today. 77 degrees. Humidity below 50%. Somewhat light breeze out of the south-southeast, so kind of a left to right breeze today here at Mary Bowers Field in Birmingham. Montgomery, Russell takes the circle to start today's ball game for UAB. As they come off of a 4-1 weekend in Columbia, South Carolina.
Boom, boom.
Very going to be very important for Caitlin to work ahead of the count to utilize pitchers' pitches throughout the at-bats.
Those are the type of numbers you want to see in leadoff batter. Working styles. It's a great start for Caitlin Russell because when you look at Morgan Styles, she's reached base in all but one game this year, and in her first match, she reached base 14 of her first 20 games.
Something else for Caitlin Russell to keep in mind tonight is let her defense work behind her. Her defense has a 975 fielding percentage, which is very high. The Blazers work very hard defensively. She needs to keep that in mind.
Take inside on the baseball.
They
Rock solid numbers for Farbury has played and started every game for the maroon and white. Russell comes home.
I love that. I think that's very important. She's behind 1-0, but still able to use the off-speed and a hitter's count, and that sort of dictates to the offense. They're going to have to honor that pitch tonight.
Caitlin Russell's third start this season.
Ball and 2 strikes. We were talking about before a week came on as far as this top of the first inning in each. So you feel like for this UAB squad, with the way that they played a couple of weeks ago here in Birmingham against top-ranked Tennessee, that there's a little bit of optimism as far as playing their fourth SEC opponent already this year. Pitch downstairs, and while for Mississippi State, they do not open SEC play until next week. For UAB, Friday, they open American Conference play.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying it's good timing for UAB to come in playing so well going into their first conference series.
Toward the left field bullpen. North Texas comes in on Friday to open conference play for UAB. The tour of Alabama this week for Mississippi State as they'll head down to Mobile for their final non-conference weekend of the season. Left to center. And a Miles toward the Warriors.
Yeah, Caitlin probably liked to have that pitch back. It was up and out over the plate a little more, I'm sure, than she meant. And this is a very good offensive team. We mentioned that in the opening. A slugging percentage over 605. 12 different hitters have home runs with the Bulldogs this season. And, 7 of those are in the lineup tonight. 7 or 8, I think, are in the lineup tonight. So Caitlin is going to have to make sure she's
Well,
finding
I'll
the
do
corners,
it,
keeping it down. I've been told this 100 times. Pitchers are only as good as their misses.
Boom, boom.
Caitlin Russell would like to have that one to do over again, I'm sure.
Mississippi State a team batting average of 349.
Wawa. Hey, aye.
Also an on-base percentage of 436 as a team coming into
Wawa,
today.
boom,
Kiara
boom.
Sells,
Wawa,
also one of the top sluggers in the Southeastern Conference with 7 homers and 18 RBIs.
Wawa. I am
Going out into shallow center field is Dorsett.
Nice job with her hips there. Flipped her hips initially the wrong way. Was able to correct, get the hips opened up the other direction. Very athletic and not surprising from Hannah in the middle.
Brings up the cleanup batter, Morgan Bernardini. One of 5 seniors in the starting lineup offensively for the Bulldogs today.
Hey, aye. 1-1.
You can really tell one of the things Caitlin is committed to tonight is that off-speed pitch. There was another one, it missed down, which is where you want to miss with it, but she's really trying to dial that in so she has that in her pocket throughout the night.
Mississippi State, their 3rd consecutive season to make the trip up to Maryville for midweek game. 2 balls and no strikes now on the Mississippi State's starting left fielder. First of 2 meetings for Mississippi State UAB this season. Blazers make a return trip to Starkville in about a couple weeks. That season play for Flamia as that's just a little bit short of her. And also Flamia had to negotiate that railing at the third base dugout.
Yeah, she was getting some help from Perkins behind the plate. But sort of ran out of room there and sort of lost where she was. But I bet she'd like to do that one again, get there a little sooner, find that protective railing, sort of work off of it. But she's a freshman. Remember, she's not been on that court very long. She's learning. Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Barbary with a solo shot to straightaway center field gets the Bulldogs on the board. Yes, now, Caitlin Russell looking to get out of the top of the 1st inning. Strike called inside half. There's that off speed. She used it again in a hitter's count. That was a 3-1 count. And confidence and ability to use that in those hitter's counts is going to give Mississippi State fans. Bernadini trying to keep the inning alive for the Bulldogs. She goes to straightaway center field, about 220 feet away from home plate. As the Bulldogs on the board first, UAB coming to bat in the bottom of the 1st inning.
My name is Diana Perazzo. I chose SNHU's online program specifically because of flexibility. They made it possible. I have been a professional wrestler for 12 years. A lot of times I was ringside writing papers and getting journals done. You're going to get the same time and respect as an in-person student. I didn't need to be anywhere to register. I didn't need to talk to anyone in person. Everything could be done through my laptop, and they made that process seamless. I made it to the finish line, and you can too. Get started at snhu.edu.
When it came to updating our most capable SUV,
Movement that inspires. I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check my outfit before meeting my girlfriend's family. So check Allstate first. You can save hundreds. Check it out fast to work, beats flavor, for real.
Wawa. I do it. Wawa. I do it. Wawa.
Mississippi State Bulldogs in there. Take a look. So far, 6 starts, 4 even, with
Wawa.
almost 30 innings pitched in a minus nothing ERA below 1. Just 4 walks on the season compared to 34 strikeouts.
And 34 strikeouts and a .95 ERA, very impressive for a sophomore. I know Mississippi State's looking to gain some momentum with her and sort of solidify her position in the rotation.
Her 7th start and 8th appearance this season is Hannah Dorsett coming off of an honorable mention weekend in Columbia, South Carolina, as far as American Conference players are concerned. That fixture at the top of the order for the green and gold.
Wawa.
11 for 22, 500 batting average would do that for you.
I'll tell you what, we'll see at least a few batters later. Ashlyn Shira had just as good a weekend in Columbia, South Carolina. She's batting in the cleanup spot for UAB today. Rolled up to the right side, easy field for Romero. She tosses over to first base inside.
Yeah, sort of got inside on Hannah's hands there a little bit. Hannah unable to get the barrel out in front. Just a good pitch, good executed pitch.
UAB, they've won 3 of their 4 games this weekend in Columbia via the run rule. As we'll take a look first at that ground ball. A good start for Amon, as that's the best way, at least, to try and keep UAB at bay offensively. Get Hannah Dorsett out early and often. Charlie Bennett, one of the top freshmen already in the American Conference, and there you see, not that far away from the 400 batting average mark. Gets ahead in the count here.
Charlie has just been spectacular. I can't tell you that I'm very surprised. Currently leading the team in batting average, on base percentage, and slugging percentage as a freshman.
The season, the last stand for the Blazers against Southern Illinois, as she swings and misses, still ahead in the count. Bennett already 20 hits on the season out of 52 at-bats. She takes a strike call. The batting average, along with the 14 RBIs, near or at the top of the UAB roster. 2-2. Just a little bit inside for Amon.
Yeah, that's a solid pitcher's pitch right there. That's that one you're going to get sometimes, you're not sometimes from the umpire. She didn't get it there, but it was a phenomenal 2-2 pitch there from Leland.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Similar location that time, AJ, and this time Amon gets the K.
Yeah, I think Charlie probably had in her mind that she couldn't lay off of it twice, either from her perspective or the umpires. You'll see here that was kind of down. We could tell I couldn't tell the height from here, but it was down too. I thought it was just in. Nice pitch.
Abby Perkins, a solid start to her 2026 season. Fouls off the first pitch from Amon. 314 her batting average. She's played and started every game for UAB this year. Up to 11 RBIs on the season. Very consistent so far in getting on base.
Perkins a big add for this team. The transfer portal. I mean, both defensively and offensively, she's come right in and sort of found her place there at the 3 spot, which is a big up spot for this offense, and then also sort of solidified that spot. Big hit.
0-2. Mississippi State Bulldogs lead 1-0.
When life drops the unexpected, Alpha is here, turning what now into what's next. Resolving your claims quickly, because clarity beats chaos. And knowing now is better than wondering when. We handle the hassle, because your peace of mind matters. And so does the journey ahead. That's life with Alpha.
Success
never given. Where character and grit break the status quo, and competition drives ambition. Ignited by innovation, united by mission, bold in service. It is set in stone. One footprint, 15 world-class institutions, one conference. This is the American, built to rise.
Here we are, in the heart of the city that is the heart of the city. At UAB, we're restless, with curiosity and the passion that sparks every new idea and discovery. Here, we're learning everywhere and anywhere, growing, bonding, building something different, because different moves the world. Here, we aren't just doing what we can, we're doing what they say we can't. Here, we are shaping a better world for all of us. Here we are.
Hannah does a great job offensively, leads the team with 28 hits coming into the day, but she is a defensive anchor. It's not flashy, it's not going to jump out of the dirt at you, but you'll just sort of quietly look up and she will have handled that middle infield before the night's over with. Just consistency and good play after good play.
Wilkins over on the right side. 2 pitches and 2 down, and that's also a coach's dream right there, especially from a defensive standpoint. Hey, get those 3 outs, or in this case 2 outs.
Good guy.
Yeah, the 2 pitches, 2 outs.
And Carter's the designated player. 19 games, 17 starts coming into today. Carly Wilkins, a first-year starter for the Green and Gold first pitch strike call.
Anna Carter, one of 6 Alabama natives on this Bulldog roster, and Alabama dominates this roster with 6 players from the state, despite it being Mississippi's team.
0-1 pitch, a check swing and goes.
Good pitch there. That's a good curveball into the left. He really got in on her hands there, tied her up.
But you look at, especially for UAB and Sanford, as far as teams like Bama and Mississippi State, it's just a short trip over to Birmingham. Even for Mississippi State, that's only maybe a 2.5-hour bus ride to start Vegas.
Yeah, less than 2 hours. It's a great midweek matchup.
0-2. UAB will be making the return trip over to Starkville in about 2 weeks. First 2 meetings this season. Russell looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Hit hard and foul. Caitlin Russell has only allowed 1 hit so far, and that's been the lone run at the ball game on the solo shot to center for Barbary. Still very early as UAB playing their 4th SEC opponent this season. And they still have Ole Miss on the schedule later this month in Oxford. And in addition to the return trip to Starkville, also Alabama makes the return trip here to Mary Bowers Field on April the 21st. 1 more pitch for Russell to try and get out of the inning unscathed. 2-2.
Hey.
Into right field. Base hit for Carter. That hit for her 11th and 36 at-bats this season.
Yeah, Caitlin's done a pretty good job of staying in on Carter's hands. Left that one a little bit too much over the way, especially with 2 strikes. Carter able to get the bat barrel out there. Slice that thing in the right field.
Zion Romero, limited action for her this season. Just 4 starts and 7 games played, and of course limited at-bats. Just 12 at-bats so far coming into tonight. Pitch inside for a ball. Romero
Well, they
Wawa
to
does have a homer and 4 RBIs.
Wawa, bowl,
Those are the capability you mentioned as far as the almost dozen players on the roster for Mississippi State that have at least one home run. And Romero, one of those.
Yeah, that's an embarrassment of riches there, power-wise.
Hitters count for Romero.
Hey,
Up and in here. So State trying to get something going after they had the first two batters in their lineup this inning retired on 2 pitches.
I'm sure this conversation with Perkins is just a reminder that we're at the 8th spot. Although we've fallen behind 3-0, we really want to make this kid look and play and let our defense have an opportunity. We do not want this inning to tiptoe back to the top of this very powerful order.
This is where success
I'm sure relaying what we want to do here is finish this thing here and let the 9-hole lead off the next inning.
Of course, so far this year for Mississippi State, anytime they've scored, they've gotten in the win column as they're 18-2 this year.
What?
And the only 2 losses for Mississippi State have come in a shutout over the weekend at Clemson. And then the prior weekend at home against Belmont.
Well, I'll tell you what, boom,
advances to second on the Romero. First ball for either pitcher so far today.
boom.
Tatum Silva at the bottom of the order. Takes a strike call. Silva, just her 3rd start this season. Also, Caitlin Russell making a rare start so far in the first month of the season.
Boom.
Also, just her 3rd start in the circle this year as the count evens at 1-1.
I like it. I like, giving people opportunities here going into conference play, one last look, and you get an opportunity against a very high-powered offense.
1 ball and 1 strike. Weak ground ball over to Bennett. Fields throws, close play, and in time to retire the side. So 2 runners left on base for Mississippi State. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left on base as we go to the bottom of the second inning with Mississippi State on top.
Sausage has the highest quality meats.
Who's gonna pay for your next breakdown? You?
Or endurance.
Right now, you can get $100 off any plan, plus a year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. But you have to act now. Visit endurancewarranty.com or call 1-833-496-5740 for a free quote. That's 1-833-496-5740.
Mississippi State 1 and UAB nothing as we take a look at one of the top up-and-coming coaches, one of the top prospects in the coaching profession in college softball. Series C, Samantha Ricketts took over in 2020, and she's steadily leading Mississippi State up the college softball coaching poll as they had one of their best seasons in Coach Ricketts' tenure last year and also one of their best starts in program history this year, AJ.
Yeah, highest rankings in program history right now for Mississippi State, so she's done a great job there.
Ashlyn Shire rips away on the 1-0 and misses 1 ball and 1 strike. Ashlyn Shira in the cleanup spot, the senior at .355 so far in the year. She's played and started in every game for the Blazers this year. Chops that foul off of her back foot. Ashlyn Shira a really good weekend in addition to Maddie Dorsett at the Garnet and Black Invitational. 8 for 17, her first homer of the season, had 7 RBIs in 5 games. Bouncer. Played by Barbara.
Shira's a really good ball player. She's a better person. One of the most unique and fun people to get to know in the recruiting process. They call her Smiley on the team because she's always smiling. And after a weekend like that, I bet she was smiling for sure.
Probably doing some cartwheels after the weekend for her as far as one of her best weekends in a green and gold uniform. Carly Wilkins, I should say, swings and misses for a strike. First-year starter for the Blazers at first base. A solid season for her. 271. Trumps that foul at home plate.
I think I said this during the Tennessee broadcast, but just really proud of Carly Wilkins. She's one of the examples of people that's done it the right way. She's battled some injuries and some other things she's had to overcome in her tenure here, but she has really stuck it out as a phenomenal teammate. Love to see get opportunities.
A called strike 3, well placed by David on the outside corner. Her third strikeout today. And so we'll take another look at that strikeout on Wilkins. That's well placed, AJ.
Yeah, just fooled her. Just clearly not what she thought was coming, not where she was looking. Way too close with 2 strikes.
But Tucker, the designated player today, plays off the rise ball.
1-1.
Tucker, 16 games and 13 starts coming into today. Here you see a 286 batting average, a 681 OPS coming in. Solid placement as we see Amen work both the outside and the inside corner. So count even at 1 ball and 1 strike as the Blazers still trying to find a way to scratch out a base runner. This is in there. Hitters count for Tucker. Blazers defeated both Queens and Marist twice in Columbia, South Carolina over the weekend. Swinging and a miss was fooled that time on the changeup.
Tucker came to UAB from Louisiana, and is sort of a hybrid kid. She can do a lot. She can give you some innings on the dirt and the grass, behind the plate.
Swung on and missed.
Only at Chili's serves up the Big QP for just $10.99. And that's 85% more beef than some quarter-pound burger. Yeah, hey, fast food, this is how you value me. This Chili's 3 for me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
I'm a star of your team. Check out my game day drip. It's custom. Forget the game. You're watching me. Who loves you? And if you don't have the right auto coverage, you'll be paying for that yourself. So get Allstate.
What does Chloe Kidd have up her sleeves? Here we go. The defending Olympic gold medalist dropping in for Team USA. Nobody do it like me. Half 12.
Big risk gets reward. Incredible style on this ride.
She just keeps making history. Here we go. It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale, and this year we're bringing 60 back. That's right, 60-month interest-free financing on the hottest pieces and coolest packages store-wide. And that's not all. This year we're bringing more style, more savings, more possibilities for every room. Are you ready? It's time to shop. It's time to save. It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale going on now.
A couple of innings ago, at least a plurality of the roster for Mississippi State from Alabama, and Morgan Styles, one of those from up in Athens, Alabama, about a couple of hours to north of Mary Howard's Field.
Very good program in Athens High School.
Booming portion of the state of Alabama. Strike call, one of those up-and-coming areas when it comes to the high school athletic scene in the Yellowhammer State.
Absolutely, and this sport in particular in North Alabama is very, very strong.
Styles has not gotten on base so far in this one. Bounces this one. Nice play over by Flamey as she throws across the time. She shows her range at the hot corner.
Yeah, I've been so proud of Flame. She has really stepped up at that third base position. We talked in our last broadcast about how Lindsey Smith did it so well for so long over there, and I feel like Flame is a future star on the dirt for the Blazers.
This is one of the top leadoff hitters in college softball in Styles, as she's so far 0 for 2 as Flamia goes about 6 feet to her left. High and away for Barbary, as she has the only run so far recorded on a solo homer to center field. And that's one of the few mistakes so far for Caitlin Russell. Does have a walk, but as for the most part, the ball yard. Down and in. I'll tell you what, AJ, you look at this Mississippi State roster, as you talked about right at the very top, a well-rounded ball club. And with all of those quality programs and name brands in the SEC, it's a program, Mississippi State, that can kind of go under the radar. As there's a fly ball into center, Ken Miles, an easy play.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. I don't know if that was a good pitch selection there from Barbary. I don't know that that's the one she was hunting 2-0, but good pitch by Caitlin Russell, and way to get out of a bind against a very good hitter when she fell behind in the count.
Sells the right fielder, pop up to short as Caitlin Russell trying to work a 1-2-3 third inning. Just a couple of Mississippi State hits so far, as that's the first pitch swing right over to Samantha Ricketts at the third base coach's box.
It seems to me, watching so far, one of the strategies Caitlin Russell and the pitching staff are trying to utilize against these hitters is really get in on their hands, try to speed their hands up and jam them up, but then come back with a quality off-speed pitch.
And almost at the same spot as quickly sells behind, no balls and 2 strikes, as she's on an 8-game hitting streak coming into today.
Yeah, she's just one of those offensive powers that Mississippi State has coming into today with, I believe, from what I read, 7 home runs, which leads the team. So Caitlin will have to be careful here, but she's worked herself in a good spot here, up 0-2.
Pitch up, lined and right toward Flamey. She away to retire the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Caitlin Russell is nice blow again by Flamey as they time to close out the third, the top of the third. That does it for Mississippi State as they go down in order for the first time today. Bottom of the third as UAB looks to tie it up or to take their first lead. Mississippi State on top.
LinkedIn is pretty great for discussing the latest ideas. We cannot stop your brother-in-law from discussing his ideas.
I call it the swimming desk. It's work up here, swim down there.
We can help you explore new roles. We cannot help if the patients still don't know the row closest in the back. Yikes. And while we can't stop what's growing in the office fridge, LinkedIn can help you grow in your career. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
I'm a star of your team. Check out my game day drip. It's custom. Forget the game. You're watching me.
You'll be paying for that yourself. So get all state.
It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale, and this year we're bringing 60 back. That's right, 60-month interest-free financing on the hottest pieces and coolest packages store-wide. And that's not all. This year we're bringing more style, more savings, more possibilities for every room. Are you ready? It's time to shop. It's time to save. It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale going on now.
and an infield assist in the top of the third inning. Goes after the rise ball to begin the bottom of the third inning. And at Pisgah, Alabama, her first at bat today. Here you take a look at some of her early season totals for the first month of the season. Downstairs. So far, UAB has not gotten a base runner aboard through 2 innings against Layla Amon. Flamia 20 games, 20 starts. Back to the screen.
1-1, 2-2.
11 out of 49 with 10 RBIs on the year.
Yeah, she's finding her way offensively. And, the bottom of this order, you've got 7, 8, 9 here. Their whole job is to try to get on base and turn this thing back over to the top. Hannah Dorsett and Charlie Bennett in the top.
1-2 pitch.
Yeah, big. Oh, hey,
Fastball
high.
high. Here you take a look at Flamia from the northeast Alabama town of Pisgah. 2-2. Just enough to keep herself alive in the at-bat. I'll tell you, Pisgah, pound for pound, as far as one of the small town communities in the state, has some outstanding athletes that come out of that program at Pisgah High.
Particularly female athletes. They're women's basketball program.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. In fact, Leah Kirby, I believe, former UAB pitcher, came from Pisgah High.
That's correct.
Strikeout for Flamia, and also Amon now up to 5 strikeouts as she gets a swing and miss on the Blazers' third baseman. Hannah Miles, her first at bat, takes a strike ball. 4-year senior for the 4-year starter, I should say, the senior for the green and gold.
Yeah, she's been a staple in that outfield since she arrived as a freshman.
One of the strongest arms defensively in the American Conference. Hit into left center field pretty well as that'll hit toward the base of the wall. Around second, Miles she got a good one there. She picked one out. Was able to barrel it up and hesitated a bit around second, but you could tell that's what she had her eye on going to third the whole time. She might have thought as well that had a chance to go out of the park. So take a look from this home plate camera. That just hits about a foot from the base of the wall. Getting to third base, and now the Blazers have their tying run with less than 2 down at just 60 feet away. Holt whiffs at the drop ball. J.C. Holt, the senior transfer, 11 of 37 offensively. This is her 19th game and 16th start of the season. Very much in over at third on the slap hitter. Wants to make absolutely sure that Miles doesn't try and come home on any sort of contact. Fastball outside.
You'll notice the trend here against the lefty slapper is to they're inviting her to produce a ground ball to the left side so that they can check the runner and throw across. Ground ball to the right side scores the run. So
hitters count for Holt. Big at bat for UAB, trying to set up the top of the order. And that, at least for Coach Taylor's Smart squad, they would love to get on to get Dorsett and company at that top of the order to the plate with less than 2 down. Nice job that time by Rivera, as that potentially and likely saved the runner from third from coming home.
I can promise you this, I know Hannah Miles, and I don't know that Coach Clark could put the brakes on Hannah Miles if that ball had gotten by the catcher. She is very aggressive, and she was going to try to take it away.
Payoff pitch. Grounded right to the circle. As it gets away from the first baseman Richardson and the Blazers
die. 1-1.
Miles and her aggressiveness and her speed, I think, caused that. The pitcher did a good job of fielding the one hop, but then you're going to see here on the replay when she takes the look over, she sort of still has Hannah on her mind as she turns and fires to first. It's just too low to handle for the first baseman.
Yeah, Amon had more time than she thought she had as well.
I do it,
So now the Blazers in business as you've got some speed aboard at first base. Holt. There's a fastball strike to Hannah Dorsett. So that will go down as an E1 to allow Holt to reach base and on the back end for Hannah Miles to score. So tied up at once. There's a snap throw over to first base. Not in time. Mississippi State as well, as far as that well-roundedness, one of the top defensive teams in the field in the country, making a rare miscue in the field. A whiff and a miss on the 0-2, so that's going to be a strikeout for Hannah Dorsett.
She fooled Hannah on an off-speed pitch there, which doesn't happen a lot. Hannah Dorsett's a very good hitter and usually picks up on that, but she got fooled a bit on that.
The strikeout of Dorsett, just the 5th time that she's gone down on strikes offensively. Charlie Bennett, strikeout victim at first. Takes the strike call.
Surprisingly, Holt does not have a stolen base attempt on the season. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Smart take a gamble here, though. If she were to get thrown out, you lead off the next inning with Charlie Bennett. Not that bad of you.
By the way, on that throwing error from Amon, no RBI for J.C. Holt on the run that came home to score. Big rip and a miss. Bennett, 20 hits. That's 3rd on the UAB roster behind Shira as well as Hannah Dorsett. Amon trying to get out of the bottom of the 3rd. Weak roller over to Barber. Throws across in time. Good for the Blazers, but they score a run on the hit with the benefit of an error. For UAB as they tie up the ball game 3-3. UAB and Mississippi State here on ESPN.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. A time to start new jobs and tackle new projects with new tools from Harbor Freight. Whether you're a pro or just like doing things yourself, we've got the quality tools and savings to start your new year off right. So come celebrate spring savings at Harbor Freight. Get ready. Unbeatable deals are coming soon at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale.
LinkedIn is pretty great for discussing the latest ideas. We cannot stop your brother-in-law from discussing his ideas.
I call it the swimming desk. It's work up here and swim down there.
We can help you explore new roles. We cannot help if the patients still don't know the row closest in the back. Yikes. And while we can't stop what's growing in the office fridge, LinkedIn can help you grow in your career. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
I'm the guy sitting next to your girl on a kiss cam.
And this game just got a lot more interesting.
Sheila? Mom? And if you don't have the right home coverage, you might have to kiss your savings goodbye. Let's go, beat it. So get all state. Save money and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
So far has allowed just a couple of hits in one run to the Mississippi State offense. But so far has kept the pitch count down through almost halfway through this midway counting.
Yeah, she's done a very good job working in on their hands, picking their hands up and coming back, slowing their hands down with the off-speed. The fact that she's been able to throw in for a strike has been a big plus for her.
And the cleanup spot, Morgan Bernardini started almost every game last year. Last season, did not really play that much in a Mississippi State uniform, but over the last almost full calendar year. 2 balls and no strikes. She grounded out to Hannah Dorsett to end the first inning. UAB battling with Mississippi State. Another top 20 opponent coming into Birmingham.
Yeah, big.
There's a player into right center field. Uses some of that speed to track it down.
Dang.
We mentioned right at the very top as well, this is the fourth different opponent for the SEC that UAB has played, so they've kind of gotten used to the quality of competition just between Alabama, of course, top-ranked Tennessee that came in here a couple of weeks ago, and then South Carolina, another top 25
Good off-speed pitch there. Yeah, I used to, when I was the coach here, I'd go out and people would be so jealous of us and our location and how easily we can get these big RPI games and these midweeks are so easily come by. And everybody doesn't have that. You sort of forget that. You're less than an hour from Tuscaloosa. You're under 2.5 from Mississippi State. You can be in Oxford, Mississippi, in not very long. I mean, Auburn, Alabama, right down the road. It's just, I'd never thought about that until people expressed their
And then Knoxville is only about 4.5 hours away. South Alabama, typically another top 30.
Hey,
of course, you have just a 15-minute bus ride, depending on traffic, just over the mountain in Homewood when it comes to the Sanford Bulldogs. That's been emerging over the last decade or so as far as the mid-major scene in the SoCon.
And Coach Curry doing a good job over there. In recent years, they're sort of on the rise.
Hey,
I can remember Meg Curry standing out in the SoCon from Andy Burford Johnson in center field.
Yeah, you know, Molly Hansen was our pitching coach here, and they were on the same team. So getting to see them, you know, sort of go against each other. I can imagine that duo was pretty potent when they were together at Sanford.
They sure were. 1-2 strikes. Of course, Molly Hansen, former pitching coach here at UAB and all SoCon performer at Sanford back in 2016. It's downstairs, 2 strikes. UAB playing well so far, especially in the circle and defensively against the 12th or 17th, depending on which poll you look at, top 20 ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs. Shallow fly ball, and comes in and 3 down.
One.
Can't decide on dinner? Well, how about sausage? I mean, it is right there in front of you. Keep it juicy.
The 3 for me, only at Chili's, serves up the big QP for just $10.99. And that's 85% more beef than some quarter-pound burger. Yeah, hey, fast food, this is how you value me. This Chili's 3 for me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Where success is earned, never given. Where character and grit break the status quo, and competition drives ambition. Ignited by innovation, united by mission, bold in service. It is set in stone. One footprint, 15 world-class institutions, one conference. This is the American, built to rise.
Here we are, in the heart of the city that is the heart of the city. At UAB, we're restless with curiosity and the passion that sparks every new idea and discovery. Here, we're learning everywhere and anywhere, growing, bonding, building something different, because different moves the world. Here, we aren't just doing what we can, we're doing what they say we can't. Here, we are shaping a better world for all of us. Here we are.
Halfway home, take a look at the split split screen for the upcoming pitcher-batter matchup between Layla Heyman as well as UAB's Debbie Perkins. Tight ball game so far between the number 17 and number 12 Mississippi State Bulldogs and the UAB Blazers as Perkins, a strikeout victim in the first, gets ahead in the count here to begin the bottom of the fourth inning. Comes home.
We've talked about how this pitching staff comes in leading the nation in strikeouts. Are actually tied for the National League in strikeouts looking. But there's something out there called the whiff rate. They lead the nation in the whiff rate, which is 37.3, which means that 37.3 of percentage of the time it's a swing and a miss completely. And so, they're doing it looking, they're doing it swinging. Very impressive from the staff. She did not whiff on that one.
Did anything but whiff as Perkins leads off the fourth with a single. Now you're getting close to the back end of today's ball game, so let's see also how these coaches strategize the back end of today's ball game. So we'll take another look at that one-hop single that goes off of Styles' glove at shortstop. Ashlyn Shira takes down and away. 8 of 17 in the Garnet and Black Invitational. 7 RBIs. Her first homer of the season, along with 4 runs scored in those 5 games. Tips that one and ouch at home plate as Rivera might get a little time to shake off that foul ball.
Yeah, I don't think everyone always appreciates how difficult a job that is. Not only are you trying to catch something moving very fast and spinning, in different directions, but that ball comes off the bat at high velocity. Very unpredictable at times. A round ball and a round bat.
Obviously, a painful foul ball for Rivera, and she'll have some time to shake off that foul ball. Mississippi State scored the first run of the ball game on a solo homer all the way back in the first inning from Nadia Barbary to straightaway center field, and then in the third inning, the Blazers got a one-out triple from Hannah Miles, and then J.C. Holt a ground ball back to Amon. Zayman's throw got away at first base to allow Hannah Miles to score the tying run.
Yeah, I don't mean to jinx UAB by any stretch, but I mean, you look and it's the bottom of the going to the bottom of the fourth, and it's 1-1, which feels like Tennessee.
If you're the catcher behind home plate.
Yeah, you've got good protective gear on, but you can't cover everything. And, you take a risk every time you get back there, and those people are incredibly brave and incredibly tough. They have to be to play that position, but it's such a huge defensive position. If you don't have the right person behind the plate, you're in for a long season.
So we resume play as Rivera shakes off the last foul ball. Big swing at that for Shira. Yeah, you just mentioned as far as the Tennessee game almost 2 weeks ago, as far as UAB having a pretty good showing against the country's top team. Chopper foul.
Yeah, remember we got to the third inning scoreless. Then there was the big fly. I think it's a 3-run homer. And then scoreless again for the next 3 innings, except for another big fly. And then UAB able to chip that run in the top of the 7th. I mean, bottom of the 7th. There's a high pop-up. Almost a little circus music there for the state defense as Romero and Sells nearly ran into each other. Catch made by Romero, the second baseman. Does go down as the first out of the inning. Will look pretty clean in the scorecard by the time this game comes to a close. Anything but.
Carly Wilkins, her second at bat. We'll move the runner into scoring position is an easy play for Romero. 2-2. So Perkins into second base, and now Hope Tucker a chance to put UAB on top with the base hit. We see Romero over at second. So now Hope Tucker coming into today, 12 out of 42. A strikeout victim to end the second inning. Ground system.
Bye.
Base bag and foul.
1-1.
You know, the inside pitch is a hard pitch to hit, but it's even harder to keep fair. Keeping your hands inside of that pitch enough to drive it fair is the trick, and it's a lot easier to talk about than it is to do, but she just missed keeping her hands inside of that.
Layla Amon trying to keep this game tied.
Hey, guys, 1-1.
Outside. Here, take a look at Hope Tucker's results so far tonight. Tucker, her second season with the Blazers. Back into the backstop, as that allows potential go-ahead run to advance to third and Abby Perkins. So now, a good situation, AJ, for Hope Tucker, as she has a hitter's count and an opportunity with one swing of the bat to get the Blazers their first lead. Tapped at home plate, foul.
Yeah, it'll be difficult. I mean, this is a good Mississippi State defense. This is a good pitcher in the circle. Got a big opportunity here.
There you see on deck Madeline Flamia. Bounced over to the left side. Solid field by Barbary. She throws across to get Tucker out by about a step and a half. That'll do it for UAB as they lead. The game's still tied as no runs on one hit with no errors and a runner left on base for UAB. We're through 4, Mississippi State 1 and UAB 1.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. A time to start new jobs and tackle new projects with new tools from Harbor Freight. Whether you're a pro or just like doing things yourself, we've got the quality tools and savings to start your new year off right. So come celebrate spring savings at Harbor Freight. Get ready. Unbeatable deals are coming soon at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale.
LinkedIn can't stop what's growing in the office fridge.
My eyes are watering.
I think you're making him mad.
But we can help you grow in your career. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
If you've ever done something big, you haven't done it alone. There was always someone there who lived it with you. Breathed it. Because everything feels more possible when someone has your back. Bank of America Champions.
Join us for Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving this Wednesday, where 100% of sales will be donated to support Special Olympics athletes. It's basically like doing this. Join us this Wednesday for Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
Just one run on a couple of hits as you take a look at Anna Carter, who leads off for Mississippi State, a transfer from Southern Illinois, where last season she was a first-team Missouri Valley Conference star for the Salukis. She has one of the 2 hits tonight for Mississippi State. That was a 2-out single in the second. First pitch bounce out. Started all 53 games last year for SIU and was just 10 points shy of 400, a 390 batting average, 60 out of 154 in 2025.
Her team made Morgan Styles at Athens.
Ground ball over to the right side. Toss over to first. That was a really good Athens High School product with a couple of D1 stars on the roster.
Pretty decent. Couple trips to the state championships, I believe, for them.
One down as Carter retired. Zion Romero, a walk with 2 outs her last time up. Romero wearing number 83, one of 5 players from the state of California. So they're the state of California just behind the state of Alabama for the most amount of players on the roster. Mississippi State. With 3.
Hey, aye.
Inside 2 balls and no strikes. Lake Elsinore, California. Romero.
Boom.
For Perkins and Russell. Similar to what we saw back in the second inning, as far as making sure that, hey, Russell knows where she is. In this portion of the Mississippi State order. That's exactly what this is here. At the 8 bowl, same situations last time. We fall behind 2-0, so sort of a, hey, let's take a beat. Remember where we are in the order. Let's go right at the bottom of the order here. Make them put it in play. And let it be a chance to showcase her abilities. And just her 5th start of the season. Fly ball, right center. Miles comes over to the catch. Got a good first step to catch up to that fly ball for the second out.
Yeah, the first step is huge, and she gets a good one. She's done a good job in right field for all those years. We mentioned in the last broadcast how reliable Bella Wiggins was out there for all those years. Hannah Miles seems to have field right in where Bella left off. Quality center fielder there, can really cover some ground. Big arm, as you mentioned earlier.
Tatum Silva, a ground out to second to end the second. She that one foul.
1-1.
Silva, 5'6" junior out of Rescue, California. Transfer from Utah State University. Silva playing in her 20th game, but just her 3rd start this year.
Keep doing that.
So a solid rope into center field as that breaks up a string of 9 consecutive Bulldogs retired by Russell.
Yeah, Caitlin just left that one out over the plate a little too much, and good hitter there. She drove it right back where it came from.
Morgan Stiles trying to find her way on base as she has popped up to second and grounded out to third. Russell comes home.
Back
1-1. Morgan's previous 2 at-bats, she had swung the bat early in the at-bat, and I wonder if this time she's sort of trying to take a breath, see a pitch, make sure she picks out a good one.
She's popped up and grounded out in the second pitch that she saw in the first and the third, and that's it.
Was pinching the middle. You can tell the intent there was to scoop this hard ground ball, step on the bag for 2, and it just got on her a little quicker, I think, than she thought.
So we're waiting to see how that's actually, they already put, and I think a good scoring call up here in the press box from the official scorer of an infield single.
Yes.
So now 2 hits in the inning, back-to-back hits, as Silva into scoring positions will have the entire infield, along with Coach Taylor Smart, had a meeting in the circle. Now that we're in the 5th inning, AJ, this is a pretty big opportunity for Mississippi State to set the tone coming down the home stretch and retake the lead.
Yeah, 2 outs, but Barbary at the plate, who's got a home run tonight, one of the only now 4 hits Mississippi State has scored. So she's seen Caitlin Russell now twice and looking to cash in some RBIs here.
Russell.
1-1.
And just on the flip side, for Caitlin Russell, still a chance, 1 pitch to get out of the inning and keep this game tied. Number 2 hitter in the order for the Maroon and White. Good location by Russell.
Yeah, sort of looking backwards here, this is sort of that plate, that circle meeting we were talking about, where Perkins is out there reminding her this is the 8. You don't want to turn it back over to the top. Russell's got some work to get out of this now.
Nice block by
Perkins.
1-1.
Abby Perkins had one of her best defensive outings against Tennessee a couple weeks ago, throwing 2 volunteers out at second base.
Very impressive.
Hitters count, however, for Barbary.
Took the 1-1.
Off-speed strike called, and that's been the pitch to go to, the changeup for Russell whenever she's needed it. And she's 1 strike away from keeping this game tied. Maybe the biggest pitch of the game coming up. Drop ball gets away from Perkins, as that'll allow both runners to advance. First wild pitch of the day is Styles now at second and Silva at third. So first base open, but Russell wants to get that elusive third out. Lined and foul.
Good job getting in on her hands. It's 3-2, but that was competitive enough. She couldn't take it for ball 4, but a good enough pitch. She also couldn't keep her hands inside and fouled it off. And I think what you're going to see here is Caitlin sped her hands up there on the inside. I think you're probably going to see Caitlin go back to the off-speed here to try to get it off balance.
Another payoff pitch on the way. Fly ball hit pretty well. Yeah, that's her second home run of the night, her 5th of the season, and those will be RBIs 18, 19, and 20. All 4 of the runs driven in have come from Nadia Barbary on the long ball.
Was able to go the other way with it, just up and over the plate, and those type of hitters will make you pay almost every single time. So, deep breath here if you're Caitlin Russell. You've sort of gotten that over with, and now it's time to focus and move on. Pitchers must have short memories.
Give credit to Mississippi State as well, as all of the production here in the 5th have come after the first 2 batters were retired.
Well, I do it to it.
Big swing and a miss.
1-1.
So Barbary with a 2 home run game today. She's now to 5 homers, as AJ mentioned, with those 4 RBIs now to 20 for the year. Excuse me, foul ball makes it no balls and 2 strikes. And that's been the difference so far today. It's been those 2 swings of the bat that have gotten Mississippi State to their 3-run edge.
Eerily similar to Tennessee.
Almost, it pretty much is the same script.
Well, I do it to win.
From that Tennessee loss for UAB, all 6 of those runs on the 2 3-run homers came at 2 outs.
Yep.
So UAB, they played some stiff competition coming into today. They'll be well tested going into conference play later in the week. This is a little bit high, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think some of the UAB faithful wanted that one, but it was a little tall.
So Russell has battled in there. Season high. Complete game win in extra innings against South Alabama. A little more than a month, or at least a little less than a month ago. Foul ball continues to be
4.
North Texas comes in for UAB right now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll see how that pans out depending on the weather forecast. 2-2 outside, but as of now, still scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the Blazers' conference opening home weekend. Sells is battled back here from an 0-2 deficit, now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Past the third base coach's box.
Sells came into today with a .474 batting average. Very, very impressive. And You know, clearly the reason she's in the 3, you know, in the 3, typically you want someone that's going to hit it hard but make contact a lot too. You know, look, you don't need a strikeout candidate there in the 3, and she's been very impressive so far this season.
Payoff pitch. Off the end of the bat, flared toward center field. This goes off the glove of Dorsett. Throw to second base. And not in time. Little miscommunication appeared between Dorsett and Bennett as it glanced off the glove of Dorsett to keep the inning alive.
Yeah, that's tough. You've got 3 people sort of closing in on that ball. Both middle infielders. You don't know how close Hannah Miles is, you know, and she's got priority if she calls it. So you've got 2 middle infielders needing to communicate and trying to look at and listen to each other while also understanding that Hannah Miles is breathing down their neck.
There you see it goes just off of Hannah Dorsett's glove as it appeared Charlie Bennett had peeled away at just the last second. Head into left field. Shira along the line takes the ground. So Bernadini retired on the fly ball to left, but damage done with the 3-run homer by Nadia Barbary with 2 strikes and 2 down. With Mississippi State by a score of 4-1.
My name is Diana Perazzo. I chose SNHU's online program specifically because of flexibility. They made it possible. I have been a professional wrestler for 12 years. A lot of times I was ringside writing papers and getting journals done. You're going to get the same time and respect as an in-person student. I didn't need to be anywhere to register. I didn't need to talk to anyone in person. Everything could be done through my laptop, and they made that process seamless. I made it to the finish line, and you can too. Get started at snhu.edu.
Movement that inspires.
Chicken Al Pastor is back at Chipotle, where fire meets flavor. Here for a limited time. Chipotle, for real.
You mastered your mind. And all the while, we were on the train home. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen.
The 3 for me, only at Chili's, serves up the big QP for just $10.99. And that's 85% more beef than some quarter-pound burger. Yeah, hey, fast food, this is how you value meal. This Chili's 3 for me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
So the bat has Mississippi State on top. At the bottom of the 5th inning. Blazers put at the bottom 3rd of their order. But we were just talking about it, AJ. If you're Taylor Smart over at the first base dugout for UAB, and you're thinking of the long game, probably not tonight, but thinking of the big picture for the final 2 months of the regular season, you've got to be pretty excited at the potential that this team has for conference play coming up.
Yeah, you played well against number 1 Tennessee. You went to South Carolina at their place this weekend. And had a solid outing, and now you've got, you know, a top 20 team by a bunch of different metrics on your field again tonight with Mississippi State. And you know, you're a couple of big swings away from having the lead in this game, but 1-1 in the top of the 5th, and then a big swing is sort of the difference. You've got to be to some extent pleased with that.
Hannah Miles 1 for 1 with a triple. Back 3rd inning as she takes a strike call. And they had South Carolina on the ropes on Saturday, up 2-1 with only 6 outs to go in that 3-2 loss. Out to the plate. Charlie Bennett had a couple of RBIs against the Gamecocks in that only loss in Columbia this past weekend for the Blazers. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Throw over to first base, forward there to Richardson, 2 down. So now Eamon back in form as she adds another strikeout to her total. So she is now up to 7 so far this evening. Bottom of the order, J.C. Holt reached on a throwing error to allow Miles to score.
Hey, bye.
And foul.
Okay, 1-1.
A transfer for the Blazers. Holt previously played at Maryland Eastern Shore, originally from Birchwood, Tennessee.
Okay.
Comes up in
right, 1-1.
One ball and one strike. So Holt has been mostly irregular in the starting lineup in right field for Coach Taylor Smart. 15 starts coming in. She'll pop that on a couple of throw again. And this time nicely played by Richardson to help bail out.
Hey. Pepe, 1, 4.
To add a little bit of insurance coming down the home stretch, up by 3.
Running smoothly, but training slowly. Let's check with the inspector.
They'll need a plumber.
Yeah, it's clogged.
See my scope video.
My sellers don't want the hassle of the repair.
They'll give you a credit for the repair.
Did we get the tiki bar?
In writing.
The 3 for me, only at Chili's. Still can't be beat with the big QP, fries, bottomless chips and salsa, and a bottomless drink. All for just $10.99. So if you're McDone with tiny, overpriced burgers, just come to Chili's. This Chili's 3 for me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
It's time for a new kind of value menu. Hello, Panera's new mix and match menu. Just $4.99 each when you choose 2 or more faves like these. The new mix and match menu at Panera. Now that's a deal that's actually a meal.
And Doug.
Thank you both for coming in. I'm a bit worried about Doug Jr. I know how important Liberty Mutual is to your family.
I customize car insurance to save people hundreds.
Right. Well, Doug Jr. keeps writing this. Douglas Jr. Well, at least he spelled insurance right. She did not.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty.
Pepe, 1,
Mary Bowers Field to see
4.
Zaylin Tucker. Into the circle. She'll make just her second appearance in the circle all season long. In the first game on Sunday against Marist in a one-inning scoreless and endless relief outing. 4 runs given up, but was actually a quality start when you look at it in those 5 innings for the right-hander from Montgomery. 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. As we go to the top of the 6th inning as Rivera, Richardson, and Carter due up for Mississippi State. As you take a look at Des Rivera, who has a couple of groundouts, both to Hannah Dorsett.
Sort of calm Tucker down. You're in your 2nd inning of work in your collegiate career, and you get this offense. And falling behind 2-0 is just sort of a reminder to breathe. And, execute what you work on every day in the bullpen.
Hitters count for Rivera. Conference play starts on Friday, so even though it is against a top 20 opponent for Tucker, kind of one of those nothing to lose type of scenarios for Coach Taylor Smart to throw her out there in the circle.
Oh, what?
It's ball upstairs for ball 4.
She's a lefty, and you want to give a lefty a look, and if you can add a lefty to your bullpen and your options, you certainly want to do that. So you're right. I'm sure this is hey, let's take a look at it. And we're sort of still experimenting with things going into conference play.
I got to think for Coach Smart that this is one of those dress rehearsals in case you need Tucker in conference play in a high-pressure scenario, as we have our first offensive substitution of the ball game for Mississippi State in Ali Supon that's over at first.
She's from right down the road, played at Central Phoenix City High School down in Phoenix City, Alabama.
Just almost a home run shot from Auburn University.
Oh, wait. Hey,
Abby Richardson takes 4, ball 1. So Tucker with some nerves out there. She has not found the strike zone so far. Abby Grace Richardson. Here you see a couple of flyouts. Pop up to first and a flyout. Solo homer in the first. And a 3-run, 2-out, 2-strike opposite field homer for Barbary. Has accounted for all of Mississippi State's scoring today. 2-0 pitch as the bunt taken, and this time a strike ball. Let's see if that gets Tucker settled down here. As an opportunity, a scouting opportunity as much as anything for Taylor Smart to see what Tucker does against big-time competition. Also an inning scenario as well, and still a 3-run advantage, so at least within some sort of shouting distance for UAB late, as the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you know, some of this may be lack of video that's out there on Tucker. For
well placed that time. She started off a 2-0 count and came back with 3 consecutive strikes for her first strikeout.
Yeah, and as I was saying, there's not a lot of video, there's not a lot of numbers and tendencies on Tucker, so for whatever Mississippi State consumed in preparation, they wouldn't have a lot on number 1.
A little curveball as far as the scouting report that AJ mentions, and look at that on the outside. Because you now have a lefty battle after Richardson strikes out as Carter a 1-for-2 day. 2-out single in the second, and then grounded out to second to begin the 5th. Straight away center is Miles makes the grab. So 2 down now. As that brings up Zion Romero. What feels closer than a 3-run lead right now for Mississippi State, as there's still a couple of at-bats at least to go for UAB offensively. Zion Romero, a walk and a fly out to center field. Here's the line and the pitch. Right to the shortstop, has nice footwork, but just a little bit too far from the bag to keep that foot on the bag for Hannah Dorsett.
Ball took a weird hop on Dorsett there at the end, sort of rolled up her chest, and something you don't see happen to her a whole lot, but then wasn't able to find her footing again on the bag for the force out.
I think she tried to simultaneously field the ground ball while being at the second base bag, and that kind of came back to cost her that time. As the inning continues, and we'll have another substitution for Coach Samantha Ricketts. So Supon at second base as the pinch runner. And we'll have a pinch hitter coming up for the maroon and white as Abigail Stevens, the freshman, grabs the bat for Zion Romero. Stevens takes 4 ball 1. So you get a look at her totals so far through almost the first month of the 2026 campaign. Tucker trying to get a scoreless inning.
Bye-bye.
Scoring on the 2-run double is Romero, as the lead extends now to 6-1 for Mississippi State.
Pretty good piece of hitting here. It's going to go the other way with a pitch and just finds its way inside of the right field line. And if you're a hitter, you can't throw it in a more difficult defensive spot, as far as the right fielder trying to defend it, than that. It's slicing away from you as it goes into foul territory. Then you got to play it off of the fence. You got the long throw, back across the diamond as you may be trying to stretch 2 into 3. Pretty nice piece of hitting there and a tough spot for the right fielder.
By the way, the ground ball feet off of the bat of Romero called an error in E6. So both runs that scored unearned here in the 6th. So Abigail Stevens with the pinch hit, extra base hit, and throw in a couple of RBIs for her. So back to the top of the
1-1.
order. That's a big hit for Mississippi State that gets a bit more insurance as Morgan Stiles 1 for 2.
And again with 2 outs.
That's right. The last 5 have scored 2 outs. That's hit well, but the ball is Holt flies down the line in right. Mississippi State with 2 runs on 1 hit with an error and a runner on base. 6 innings, try and catch back up as they're down 6-1 here on ESPN.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. A time to start new jobs and tackle new projects with new tools from Harbor Freight. Whether you're a pro or just like doing things yourself, we've got the quality tools and savings to start your new year off right. So come celebrate spring savings at Harbor Freight. Get ready. Unbeatable deals are coming soon at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale.
Some places you just visit. Others you know.
Hey, how's it going, Evans?
You're early, Danny.
Well, I gotta get me some of that ham dinner. Oh, wait. Isn't that Mary?
My mistake.
Danny.
Hi. You're early. At Cracker Barrel, we're part of the family.
I know. I'm early. You're right on time.
Whether it's classic comforts or something new, welcome home to Cracker Barrel.
How do we stop it? We need someone who can code in COBOL. What's COBOL?
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
Indeed can help you get it right the first time. Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
What would you like the power to do? You lost your sight, but you gain the power to share this beautiful game with others. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?
Of the 6th inning, Cleveland Heyman pitched the first 5 for the Maroon and White. Looks to set back out there in the circle, indeed. Looking as far as the totals for Abigail Stevens coming into today. This was her 6th game with that at bat. Now 4 for 6 on the season, and with a couple of doubles in 4 RBIs. Well, she's one of also a dozen players that have homered this year for Mississippi State.
Not bad.
I'll tell you what, 4 hits and 4 RBIs and limited playing time. That's bang for your buck.
That'll get you in the lineup.
No balls and 1 strike. Time to flip over the lineup card as Hannah Dorsett goes after the rise ball. Tough night so far for Dorsett. She's grounded out and struck out. Trying to get it on the board. And she bounces this over to Richardson. Bang, play. Over at first base. 1 down.
Yeah, Heyman has been as advertised. She's been solid tonight, only allowing the 2 hits. Probably the biggest error she's allowed is her own, the throwing error that led to the single run there that happened in the bottom of the 3rd.
This is a Mississippi State defense, by the way, that had only committed 5 errors and had a .990 fielding percentage coming into today.
Impressive.
1 ball and no strikes now on Charlie Bennett. You had 2 errors from Abby Richardson, 1 from Romero, 1 from Barbary. A bouncer foul back our way.
1-1.
So I think that was also, at least back in the 4th inning, when UAB scored their only run, the first error of the season defensively, Freeman.
But hey, good
2
go,
balls and 1
1-1.
strike. We mentioned earlier, but a fuller look for Mississippi State coming up this weekend as they'll go down to the University of South Alabama for their final non-conference weekend. Swinging a miss at the 2-1 as Charlie Bennett even in the count now with 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Jaguar Invitational down at South Alabama. 2 games against the Jaguars and New Mexico, and also a game against the Stanford Bulldogs. There's a liner into right field as Charlie Bennett on the board with her first hit today.
Just continuing the trend. very, very impressive freshman campaign so far from Charlie Bennett and from right here in Birmingham, Spain Park High School product.
Originally hometown of Leeds, Alabama, but as AJ correctly noted, played for high school ball down in Hoover at Spain Park.
That's right. The
Warrior.
Birmingham area.
There you go, the Magic City Metro.
That's it.
Abby Perkins bounces it foul, and wherever you play, whether Spain Park or Leeds or Moody or Hewitt, Trussville or Hoover or pretty much anywhere in the Birmingham Metro, you're playing at a top high school softball program, not only in Alabama but across the South. 0-1.
Goodbye.
Pretty well as Sells at the track.
Yeah.
Makes the catch.
Yeah.
That ball's hit pretty well. She was able to find the barrel just under it, just a tad.
Couple of home runs from Nadia Barbary. The difference initially to get Mississippi State on top 4-1, and then a couple of runs on a 2-out RBI double by Abigail Stevens. Foul ball and a hit and run is Ashlyn Shiro. 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop-up. UAB has 3 against North Texas to open American Conference play, and they look a lot better in the preseason prediction of 8th in the American Conference so far through the first 4 weeks. Might be a surprise in the American this year. Nice short hop. Perfect throw down the second for Rivera to go down. So side fields the short hop pitch and then makes the throw to second to retire UAB in the 6th as we go to the 7th with Mississippi State on top.
This little light of mine has been dark for quite some time. Then I let in the light to help see more of the light inside of me.
I needed more from my antidepressant, so my doctor added Caplyta, proven to provide greater relief from depression symptoms than an antidepressant alone, building on my progress without starting over. Weight gain and reported sexual side effects were not common.
Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not approved for dementia-related psychosis. Call your doctor about new or sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks. Report fever, confusion, stiff muscles, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol and weight gain may occur, as can high blood sugar, which may be fatal. Common side effects are sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, dry mouth, feeling tired, and diarrhea. These aren't all the side effects.
Ask your doctor about Caplyta.
More of the light inside of me.
Password 1, 2, 3, 4.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
What would you like the power to do? You lost your sight, but you gained the power to share this beautiful game with others. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?
Under her belt tonight, a couple of innings. Nadia Barbary today with 2 round trippers for the maroon and white. SEC against any combo, a tough outlook as far as the scheduled conference play for Mississippi State. Barbary holds up 1 ball and 1 strike. On the SEC slate this year for Mississippi State, top-ranked Tennessee to open conference play in about a week and a half. Then they're at top 15 Georgia for their first SEC road trip. Upstairs. And then at the end of March, top 25 South Carolina comes into Starkville. Then to begin April, at top 5 Florida, come back to host top 10 Arkansas. Fly ball should this time stay in the park for Holt. 1 down.
Okay, down.
Oh, and also they play on the 10th through
Why?
the 12th. And we mentioned top 10 Arkansas. Week after that, at top 15 Texas A&M, and then return home to play top 20 LSU, and then close out the season against rival Ole Miss.
What a slouch schedule.
That's going to boost the RPI. You go over 500 against that.
That's impressive.
With what they've done in non-conference play.
That's a good resume.
That's an
Damn, wow, they're big.
You know, one of the things I was looking at tonight was I was looking around the diamond at the umpiring crew. We actually have a really, really impressive crew here tonight. Brad Newton over at third base, Aaron Golden over at first, 2 outstanding umpires you see in the postseason year in and year out. Derek Wilkins is a local guy, but has done a really good job each time he's calling.
Yeah, we see Derek Wilkins quite often, especially once you get into American Conference play. 1 ball, no strikes on Key Sells.
1-1.
Sells had an 8-game hitting streak coming into tonight. As there you take a look at some of our 3-man umpiring crew. Rice ball upstairs. Sells able to extend that to 9 games with that 2-out double in the 5th. Tucker has allowed a couple of runs so far through now an inning and a third. By the way, both of those unearned, so at least for now, the ERA is still at a big fat goose egg.
Yeah, we talked about this once you first entered the circle. It's a left-handed pitcher. The ball's got some life on it, and if you're Coach Smart, let's take a look at it. Let's see if it can fit into the puzzle somehow.
Hitters count, and stays that way as Sells wisely lays off on the curveball. Zaylin Tucker, some quality innings out of the bullpen. Still very youthful to collegiate level when it comes to her brief outing in the circle. Foul back, makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes for Caitlin Russell. Officially 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned with a walk and no strikeouts. A walk and a strikeout for Tucker so far. Payoff pitch coming up to Sells. Upstairs for ball 4. Bernardini now comes to the plate. A 1-out base runner for Mississippi State. This is midway through an 11-game stretch of games away from Starkville. And then when they return home, they'll have 6 straight at home at News Park.
Including the return trip from the Blazers.
That will actually close out that 6-game homestand for Mississippi State. SEC tournament this year over at the University of Georgia from May the 5th through the 9th.
All right, number 33, David Hill.
It looks as if we also have a substitution at the plate for Mississippi State. This that's flared down the line and foul.
1-1.
So Sells over at first base as we see Coach Samantha Ricketts continue to utilize her benches. Kinley Keller to the plate. Keller takes downstairs.
1-1.
Her 21st game, 27 at-bats, 11 out of 27, with 1 home run and 8 RBIs. Pitch home. Grounded over to Flamia.
Play it by.
Goes across the diamond, close play, and goes off of Wilkins' glove. Bang, bang play over at first base. We'll take another look over at that throw to first base.
This play looked odd all the way around. It looked like Flame struggled kind of transitioning from the glove to the hand. The throw was a little bit off. The stretch was a little bit off. It was just an odd culmination of events there.
Yeah, very, very unusual looking, certainly. As you had ground ball to the right side as a pop-up just beyond Wilkins' reach and foul. They've put an error on the scoreboard. We haven't gotten as far as the update on the live stats so far. Is that a clean catch. Would have been a pretty close play over at first base.
Yeah, that's the question. Was there an out to be had there anyway?
And they actually get the error on Wilkins as that's golfed into right. Holt settles under it with the catch. Tagging it from second, Sells goes into third.
Yeah.
So officially the E3 on the ground ball from Keller, and now the fly ball to right field. Able to retire the Mississippi State catcher in Rivera, 2 down. So runners at the corners. As I think we'll have another substitution coming in for Mississippi State. Paige Ernstis, the sophomore reserve catcher, to the plate.
Number 12, Paige Ernstis.
Ernstis, her 20th game, 5 of 32 offensively. Reaches out and punches that foul. No homers, but does have 5 RBIs. Tucker a chance to get a scoreless inning on the board before UAB would come back for what could be their final at-bat of the night. No balls and 2 strikes. So Ernstis, the pitch hitter.
That they went to Wawa.
Runners at the corners for Mississippi State. They're trying to close out strong here in Birmingham. Tied up at 1 going into the top of the 5th inning. Pitch downstairs. Mississippi State, they've had a strong finish so far with 3 in the 5th and then 2 in the 6th, and trying to add at least a run here in the 7th. The type of finish to the game I imagine Coach Ricketts will be pleased with if the Bulldogs can get across the finish line here. As we'll have a hit-by pitch for Ernstis as she loads the bases. UAB has certainly given Mississippi State all they've wanted, regardless of what the scoreboard says right now, as we'll take another look at that hit-by pitch. Ernstis now aboard at first base. We'll roll that footage as that hits just above the elbow.
Interesting note here on Carter. I was just reading up a little bit about her. Her teammates describe her backup career as a stand-up comedian.
Pitch in front of home plate as the tag home in time.
Nice job. Nice job of recovery there from Perkins.
Went off of the home plate umpire. Perkins on the spot, able to tag the runner coming from home as don't go away just yet. We're going to have our first review of the night.
Well, we had a pretty good look at it. We don't often have great looks from here, but looking straight down from our viewpoint, it looked like it was pretty clear to me.
Key Sells trying to sneak into home plate, and one of the few times we get the perfect vantage point from high above home plate. This is from the third base camera, as Perkins had the ball in the mitt and able to make the tag. You can't see, at least with the third base coach blocking the view. Goes right off the home plate umpire. Perkins able to scramble very well as Sells likewise tries to scramble into home. There you see the dive, head first dive towards Sells.
Yeah, the only argument here would be Perkins' tag came on the right knee and the right leg is the one bent under her. The argument would be that her left foot catch the plate prior to being tagged on the right knee.
So we'll find out maybe in a few moments. Keep in mind, the umpires have to have indisputable evidence to overturn the call. So the benefit right now on the call on the field, the call benefits UAB. You're not going to get the best vantage point there from the center field camera to see if Sells was able to sneak that front foot into home plate. So there's the ball now into the mitt for Perkins. Front foot with the left foot. I'm not sure there's enough evidence to overturn the call on the field.
It's closer than I thought, looking at the replay.
Well,
The
bad,
left foot
bad.
possibly sneaking to the plate.
Hey,
But I just don't see anything conclusive enough there to overturn the call.
whoa. Hey, bad.
First base dugout. Right next door is the replay monitor. And not a lot of evidence to overturn the call on the field, and that is what the umpires say. They say,
whoa, 51,
Others, you know.
Hey, how's it going, Evan? You're early, Danny. I gotta get me some of that ham dinner. Wait. Isn't that Mary?
My mistake.
Hey, you're early.
At Cracker Barrel, we're part of the family.
I know. I'm early. You're right on time.
Whether it's classic comforts or something new, welcome home to Cracker Barrel.
We opened a whole new passageway.
Something up. I'm looking for my first opportunity, and I believe this is it. We might not be alone at the school.
Mayor Kingstown comes to my new office.
Add Paramount Plus with Showtime to your Hulu subscription today.
Password 1234.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Isn't it absolutely bonkers that you can walk into a store, hand someone a piece of plastic, and they will willingly hand over a Reese's Cups? Forget flying cars. This is it. We're at the pinnacle. Also, try Caramel Big Cup. Life is good.
Southpaw looks to finish off the ball game for the Maroon and White, just her second appearance this season. A lot of zeros across the board, just one ball, two-thirds of an inning entering tonight. So, like Zaylin Tucker, an opportunity for Everett to get some live game reps and try and help her team get across the finish line.
Something I think is cool. I was reading up about her a bit, and she lost her father 2 weeks prior to the 25 season. And on that tan towel you see hanging out of her back pocket there is her father's highway patrol badge number. She wears it also on her face mask. I thought that was pretty neat.
That is
Tip
really
of the
cool.
cap to her dad.
That is really cool. Serving the community, as well as, of course, at least for Delaney, honoring her late father. Also, in this case, trying to get Mississippi State across the finish line tonight. A 5-run cushion to work with as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Some defensive changes for Mississippi State, and I believe just some standard, at least a re-entry for some of their position players here in the 7th inning. So you got Keller now into the game in right field. Ernstis stays in at first. Carter back behind home plate. And Silva now in center field. Fastball in there. A strike call. Charlie Bennett was thrown out at second base when Ashlyn Shira was at the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Shira leads off here in the 7th. UAB needs 5 to tie. Low innings, 1 ball and 1 strike. A big weekend coming up ahead, really where the season essentially gets started for the green and gold. The start of American Conference play on Friday. Hit into center, and that'll drop in for a base hit.
Good piece of hitting there from Ashlyn Shira.
Able to muscle that into center field as the Blazers get their second leadoff batter aboard, as Abby Perkins had a leadoff single in the 4th. Carly Wilkins 0 for 2 with a strikeout and the ground out. Ashlyn Shira has played well so far for the last couple of weeks. And her first homer of the season in Columbia, South Carolina this past weekend. And then you look at UAB, kind of a litmus test coming up for them against North Texas, especially coming out of the gate in conference play beginning on Friday.
Yes, I noticed North Texas has stumbled a bit, or I say that.
Bouncer fair as that moves the runner up an extra base. As Shira goes to second as Wilkins bounces out to first.
At 10 and 12 coming in, or tonight, as of tonight, 10 and 12 North Texas. That's a little lower than the typical North Texas standards, but I don't know what type of schedule they've played, and they are traditionally a very strong team. New coaching staff there this year, so I'm sure there's some things in flux, but I still would expect them to be solid.
Hope Tucker, an RBI opportunity for her. Bounces this one on a couple of hops. That's the throw over by Styles in time. That moves Shira to third base. However, Mississippi State 1 out away from their 19th victory of the season. Flown by so far tonight as we're still not yet to the 2-hour mark as you take a look at Ashlyn Shira over at third. Flaming a chance to increase her RBI total on the season. A strikeout and a pop-up. Takes a fastball. And also for Delaney Everett a chance to get a scoreless inning in the books and get Mississippi State to the finish line. Wind and pitch. Bouncer, a late swing that time as that goes foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 5 runs again against SEC competition tonight for UAB does not indicate how competitive they played. As like a carbon copy really of the Tennessee game, a couple of home runs, in this case from Nadia Barbary, the difference tonight. Circle and then again AJ the difference tonight. 2 round trippers, 4 RBIs in total for Nadia Barbary.
Yeah, and Mississippi State, produced the runs that we expected them to, maybe a few less than we expected to. We talked about UAB coming into tonight with several run rule victories recently. Mississippi State, the same. They're coming off of a weekend with their fair share of run rule victories also. So, we've talked about this during the broadcast. If you're Coach Smart, you have to take a lot of positives away from this South Carolina and Tennessee.
Conference play begins for UAB on Friday as they'll go in 11 and 10 into American Conference play. Well, Mississippi State improves to 19 and 2. They're still a week and change away from starting SEC
You're early. At Cracker Barrel, we're part of the family.
I know. I'm early.
You're right on time.
Whether it's classic comforts or something new, welcome home to Cracker Barrel.
This little light of
Hola, todo, te wea, papá, Pepe, popo, te ata,
I needed more from my antidepressant, so my doctor added Caplyta, proven to provide greater relief from depression symptoms than an antidepressant alone. Building on my progress without starting over. Weight gain and reported sexual side effects were not common.
Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not approved for dementia-related psychosis. Call your doctor about new or sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks. Report fever, confusion, stiff muscles, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol and weight gain may occur, as can high blood sugar, which may be fatal. Common side effects are sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, dry mouth, feeling tired, and diarrhea. These aren't all the side effects.
Ask your doctor about Caplyta.
Help see more of the light side of me.
What would you like the power to do? I wouldn't take some great blood. There's more fight in you, so play on. Bank of America champions everything who dares to ask. What would you like the power to do?